Hi, I'm Jacqueline Hellyer, and we're going to talk about breath, because breath is the basis of good sex. Breath is fundamental to life, it's basic to life, and so it's also basic to sex. So what I'm going to do in this video is show you how to breathe completely and fully. It's essential to the tantric exercises that follow. Once you have this down pat, then you'll find that everything else will start to flow a lot more easily. In the West, we tend to breathe very shallowly. A lot of people are only breathing virtually to their shoulders. It hardly even gets into their chest. Think about it. Just take a moment now to be aware of how deeply or not you're breathing. And just see what it feels like to breathe very, very shallowly. Imagine you're only breathing down to here. Just try it. Does it make you feel a little anxious? It's not surprising, because when we're anxious, we breathe very, very shallowly. And conversely, if we breathe shallowly, we feel anxious. And so many people in our society do live in a constant state of mild anxiety. This is not what we want for good life or for good sex. So let's try breathing a little deeper. This time I want you to think about breathing more deeply into your chest, into the upper part of your chest, yeah? Just like, okay, feels a little bit better. And hopefully you're one of the lucky few that actually breathe as deeply as that. But you know what? It's still not very deep. You're still only using the upper part of your lungs. And our lungs go all the way down to here. So what I'd like you to do now is learn full diaphragm breathing so that you're using all of your lungs. So to do this, put your hands on the side of your rib cage, like this. And as you breathe in, you should feel your lungs expanding out, your ribs expanding out sideways. Notice that my shoulders are not going up and down. If when you breathe in deeply, you go, you're actually just breathing in more to your upper chest. This isn't what we want. We're talking about something quite centered. As you breathe in, you're filling up outwards and then contracting in. It's this kind of feeling. Now also, as you're doing this breath, hear the breath and feel the breath. Most of us naturally breathe in reasonably well, but sometimes we don't breathe out completely. So be aware of breathing in for a certain number of counts and then breathing out for the same number. Okay, so if you breathe in, 2, 3, and then out, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. And also think about the sound of your breath. So if you're breathing in through your nose, always breathe in through your nose. If you're breathing out through your nose, see if you can actually hear the sound of it running over the back of your nasal passages. Almost sounds like a tiny little snore. You probably can't hear it, it's in my head. But see if you can hear it in your head. And similarly, if you'd rather breathe out through your mouth, and either is fine. Okay, it's okay to make little sounds as you breathe out. It helps you make the breath outwards more full. All right, so that's diaphragmatic breathing, which uses the whole of your lungs. But I want us to get deeper than that. I want us to get deep down into our bellies so that we're using our entire torso to breathe with. So we're going to breathe down, 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 down deep into our abdomens. And we're actually going to use our abdominal muscles to do the breathing for us. There's a lot of reasons for this. The fuller your breath, the more oxygen you're bringing to your body. And we need oxygen to live. That increases our circulation. And brings the oxygen flowing to our whole bodies better. By breathing down into your abdomen, you're also giving all of your internal organs a wonderful massage. And our internal organs, believe it or not, you probably don't think about them very often, but they need to be massaged to work well. So imagine that you're actually massaging your liver and your spleen and your stomach and all of your intestines, which helps with your digestion as well. One of the other great benefits of abdominal breathing is that it keeps you centered. This is in fact the center of balance of our body, and energetically speaking, it's our energy center in our body. So by breathing down here all the time, that is naturally where our focus and our attention is. And guess what? That's getting us out of our head and down into our body. And because we're so far down close to our pelvis, it means that we've got this constant body-mind interaction and awareness going on. All right? I've said it so many times, in the West, we're too much in our heads and we need to get down in our bodies. So by having this constant breathing motion going down here, we are centered, we're present, and we've got that lovely connection going. Because we never do turn our minds off. We just want to get rid of the chatter. So let's see how it's done. Okay. Now, this may feel almost contrary, the opposite to the way you're used to breathing. Because what we're going to do, put your hands on your stomach, on your belly, like this. Now, as you breathe in, you're going to expand your belly like this, so that your fingers will come apart. Yes? And as you breathe out, your fingers come together. I'll just show you side on. Okay, just watch how my belly is going in and out, like that. Now I'm exaggerating, obviously. It's not that good a look. But essentially that's what you're doing. All right? So we'll do it together. Now be aware that we're not actually taking these huge, huge, huge breaths here. What we're doing is we're just bringing the breath down low. Okay, so breathe in and out. Hope you're doing this with me. In and out. In and out. Now you may find as you're doing this breathing, once you get used to it, that you really are feeling quite calm and quite centered. You may also find that your posture improves. Yeah? You can't do it if you're like this. So just at your own pace. If at any time when you're doing these breathing exercises you start feeling lightheaded, please stop and go back to your normal breathing, right? Because you may not be used to having quite so much oxygen flooding your system, okay? So you may just want to do 1 or 2 deep breaths into your belly and then just do a couple more of your shallow breaths. But eventually you can get to the point where you're breathing like this naturally. I actually breathe all the time from down here. Okay, and one of the other benefits I didn't mention is that because you're constantly using your abdominal muscles, it keeps you nice and firm. 3 children, not bad, hey? No, because of abdominal breathing. Well, a few other things too. So I really encourage you to practice this breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing or right down into your abdominal breathing. Okay, get the breath low. And then if you need to, you'll find that if you do want a lot of oxygen in your body, you can actually do this huge breath that starts from here all the way up like this. That's a lot of oxygen in my body. Okay. So, as much as possible, every day, practice your abdominal breathing. You can do it standing, you can do it sitting, you can do it lying down. One nice way of doing it is just to sit comfortably with your palms on your hands, raised up, and just breathe. Eyes open or eyes closed. So just sit quietly for a few minutes a day and breathe.